I wanted to tell you a little story about this saw. This is a John Thread 625. It's a medium-sized saw. They get bigger and faster than this, but I bought it new in 1989, and since then I've cut about 600 face cords of wood with it, and it's just been a great saw. It starts and runs exactly like it was new, which is unusual. I know lots of other people who run chainsaws in a serious way, and I don't know anyone who's had a saw that's lasted as long and run so hard with nothing more in the way of repairs than just the chain and the bar. It's only had a second spark plug in it since I bought it new. And I think the reason why this saw has lasted so well is because of three things I do. And you might want to consider it for your own work. First of all, I mix the gas and the oil for it in the old-fashioned way. It used to be a 20-to-1, 25-to-1 ratio. Emissions regulations have now pushed manufacturers to recommend oil be mixed at 50-to-1, even with air-cooled engines like this. And that just doesn't seem like enough oil to me. So I put in about half a liter of two-stroke oil in a 10-liter gas can, and the oil's good and rich. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's still got great compression and it still runs really well. Another thing that I'm always careful to do is to run premium gas. If you read the instruction manual closely, you'll find that it recommends, saws like this often recommend 91 octane and higher, and you're not going to get that with regular gas. So you're going to get detonation and pre-ignition, and that's going to be hard on the engine. Perhaps the most important thing I do with this saw is the way I run it, though. And you can do this with any saw. If you've cut wood, you know that you don't know if you're running out of gas until you feel the engine starting to run out, and that feels like an engine that's running at a higher RPM because it's leaning out, and then it'll bog down and lose some power. The tendency is, when you feel that, to say, oh, I just want to finish this cut, and so you might rev the engine, use that last drop of gas to try to get that cut finished. I think that's a huge mistake, though, because when a two-stroke engine is running out of gas, it's also running out of oil. And not only is it running out of oil, but an engine like this depends on the gas-air mixture coming into it to cool it. The fuel is actually a cooling agent as well as a source of energy. So you're starving the engine for oil when you push it as it runs out of gas. So the moment I feel it starts to bog down or do anything that indicates an empty tank, just shut it off. It's always in the middle of a cut, and then go and fill up and continue on. You might want to try these things because nobody likes to wear out a saw prematurely, and I think these make a pretty big difference.